right, here we go. Clicking going live, and you are live. What is going on, everybody? RogersBase here with my live reaction and review for One Piece manga chapter 1081. It feels so good to be back. I needed that vacation. I'm coming back refreshed. I'm feeling real good. I got some plans coming up for the next couple weeks. I'm still sort of tinkering on things in the background, so we're not back fully, but of course, I needed to come back on Sunday morning for my little manga streams with all of you reading the latest One Piece manga chapter. Now, without any further ado, let me find, boom, there we go, click this, have this open, Viz, chapter 1081. We're looking at a color double page spread right now of the Straw Hats chilling with a bunch of squirrels. You got some squirrels eating some cherries and some nuts. Usopp's got a giant snot bubble sticking out of his nose, so does Zoro, so does Frankie. Oh, this is just the boys. There's no Nami and Robin in this. It's literally just the boys. They're having a nap time. You got Chopper there with Zoro and Sanji. Sanji reading a cookbook. You got Jinbei down there, a little squirrel playing with the little bubble coming out of his nose. Very cute. Very, very cute. Very colorful. Very excited to start this chapter. Okay. 1081. The 10th captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Kuzan. It's all I need to hear. It's all I need to hear to know this is going to be a good one. Super duper excited. Welcome to everybody, by the way, who's in the stream, who's watching live on YouTube right now. Welcome to everybody on TikTok who's watching as well. We're streaming across both platforms today. I'm trying something different. I figured I'm coming back feeling refreshed. I want to have RogersBase on every platform. Okay, 10th captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Kuzan. Here we go. Here we go. We got the remnants of that gravity impact with Garp landing on the ground, armament hockey arm, Conqueror's hockey coming off of it. Apparently, since the last chapter, when I mentioned that I wasn't sure whether or not Garp was going to have Conqueror's hockey, apparently it has been confirmed since that he does, which is pretty exciting stuff. And it says the battleship is coming down. You got the fallout from the attack, the rubble, the fire everywhere, and you've got Gru over here saying Cumulus Glorpus. Okay. Creating some type of new thing over here. Thank you, by the way, to all the new members. This is incredible. This is, I know this is going to be a good chapter. Okay, Garp landing on the ground. Boom. Tashigi holding on to the ship still on the other page. Helma Poe struggling to stay on as well. And they're all screaming, "Damn you, Garp! I'm going to kill that old geezer." Don't move, pirates. What a cool shot of Garp standing on the ground, stanced up like a beast, with the Garp ship behind him. Don't move, pirates, or you're going to suffer even more. You got the flames across the side. I also just noticed, I never realized this before regarding Garp's ship, that the sails are being held up by little dog paws. Very, very cute. Okay, so let's see this. Is there any little Easter egg on this page? I feel like this might be where a Panda Man would be, but I'm not seeing him right now. If I miss him, chat will tell me. Okay, just look at this mess. After all these years, I might be losing my edge. Losing your edge? What are you talking about, old man? You came through with the galaxy impact, gravity impact, whatever it was called, attack a couple weeks ago, slammed on the ground. You're good, Garp. You're good. Shut up. You can't possibly do more damage than this. I guess he probably just saw the little bit of rubble sticking out. He's like, oh man, there's actually stuff left on the ground. I meant to obliterate everything. Vice Admiral Garp. Okay, Kobe, you're all right. You got Helma Poe crying along with Tashigi saying, oh man, I'm so glad that they didn't kill Kobe. He's crying. You guys are saying Panda Man did get knocked out. That's what people are saying in the chat. Okay, so there you go. Let me see this. I can't believe he called Kobe the future of the Navy. That really sucks. I'm going to sabotage him. Spoken like a true despicable me, Gru. Totally fine. Got another, oh no, that's Whip Girl down there saying, you went too far, Garp. Naughty boy. You're not supposed to say that part out loud. You sweet, sheltered child. Huh? They're screaming, Kobe! Captain Kobe, huh? Tashigi, it's more than just the sword members. Vice Admiral Garp, I can't get Kobe's shackle off no matter how hard I try. You gotta, oh! Oh! Did she just get frozen? I looked down to the next panel and she's already gone in an instant. You gotta help. Boom, he's holding on to his ball and chain, and then all of a sudden, what? Hibari? Frozen still, and she's cracking. Hibari? Garp is looking scared. There's Kuzan. Huh? Kuzan. Kuzan, what have you done? Unfreeze Hibari right now. And all the other pirates are going, it's Aokiji, Captain Kuzan, hey, Kuzi, Kuzi. They're calling him Kuzi? We can't have this, Kobe. You can't go escaping when Teach isn't around. Dude, look at, oh man, in real time, seeing Kuzan making his moves, Kuzan face to face with Garp and Kobe. The stage is set. I'm ready. Give me Garp versus Kuzan. Give me something. This is good. I can't believe we're actually here at this point in the story. I feel like we've been waiting for so long. Captain Kuzi's over here. Okay. Oh, flashback. Wait a minute. 2 years ago, Admirals Akainu and Aokiji fought over the right to be the next naval fleet admiral. Correct, on Punk Hazard. About a year after that, on an island in the New World. What happened here? It's Blackbeard. Get out of town. Who did this? Hold that. I don't even need to ask. There's only one man who would do such a thing. It's you, Aokiji. And he froze everybody outside. He took out the rest of his squad. That's a great shot, by the way, too, with him frozen. All my people are frozen outside. Undo your powers right now. Yo, shut up. Better watch out with that tremor fruit here. Your crew will end up crumbling to pieces. Kuzan, cool as a cucumber, threatening Blackbeard with his own devil fruit power, saying, you use that earthquake fruit, they're all dead. They're gonna shatter to the ground. Now you're their captain. I love this shot too of him at the bar. You're their captain. You should know. You really think that I struck first? Plus, you've heard the situation. I'm in a state of mourning. It's not the right time to test me. You can imagine who was in the wrong here. You got Blackbeard laughing. I like the way you drink, ice candy. All right, so they had a couple drinks and now they're good. He's already unfrozen. Same to you, sick bastard. Yo, we need more drinks over here. So what did Akainu say to you after that? You got Devon as well with Lafitte, Von Auger, everyone, the whole squad. Two men who came up the ranks together in a fight to the death. I can feel something boiling up within me. You think? You're made of magma. You got Avalo Pizarro laughing at a very Oda joke over here going, yeah. Also funny that he's got the cat laugh, considering all the different cat puns that he was making in the previous chapter. I still can't get over the fact that he's got an island devil fruit power. That has got to be one of the weirdest devil fruit powers in the series. I made a whole little TikTok about it with the Island Boy song. But okay, here we go. So look at me now. Now I've only got one leg. I have to fill out the pair with ice at all times. We know. We've seen the movies. We saw already. But I guess this is the canon revelation in the manga that he only has one leg. I guess we haven't gotten to this point in the manga yet. But if you've seen the films, when they were in the bathhouse, you saw that he had the whole ice leg. So here we go. So that's what it's like when admirals fight, huh? By the way, really terrifying shot there of him cracking his own ice leg, where you see it just kind of falling apart. Not a fan. Creeps me out a little bit. Okay. So what about Akainu? Did you at least rip off an arm? Nah, but he should be scarred all over. Muruin, hoo hoo hoo. What kind of weird laugh is that? Have we heard her laugh before, Catherine de Devon? Muran hoo hoo hoo. Muran hoo. I wonder what that's a reference to. I'm sure there's something that's referencing, but okay. Speaking of scars, Commodore, do you think he knows about burn scar? Burn scar? You see, there are 4 red poneglyphs out there in the world that are more important than any of the others. 2 of the 4 belong to Kaido and Big Mom. But the other 2 are the ones that we can't find. And one of them is said to be held by a man with a burn scar. And Kuzan's like, me? I got a burn scar. You just got yours. And the other dude's still drunk. They say he rides in an all-black ship that swallows enemies into a gigantic vortex if they should wander too close. Perhaps that's a devil fruit at play. Wait a minute, hold on. Because that looks like Dragon Ship. Is that a burn scar on his face? I always assumed that was like a tattoo of dragons. Unless, well, hold on. Timeline-wise, Because I had assumed prior to this chapter that the Burn Scar guy was Jaguar D. Saul, which would make a lot of sense, that he would have the last row poneglyph, he was there on Ohara, he brought the stuff to Elbath, it would bring the story to Elbath after Egghead, that would make a lot of sense. Could it be Dragon? Because Dragon does travel on an all-black ship. And with the wind, he could create whirlpools. The thing is, though, where was Saul? Where was Saul? Because Saul knows Dragon, because Dragon was with Vegapunk after what happened at Ohara. Was Saul traveling on Dragon's ship? That would make sense. That then they would think that he somehow has a devil fruit power, but in reality, Burn Scar guy would be, I don't know, let's keep reading. My guess is that it's a government man. The world government's got dark secrets of its own. And if they hold one of the stones, it means no pirate will ever reach the One Piece. Poneglyphs. Look, I have no good memories about them. If I'd seen one of those red stones at Ohara, believe me, I would forget it. But all I remember was a good friend fighting back against the government. Ding, 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 there you go. And the sad, lonely eyes of a little girl whose fate rested in the palm of my hand. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. And the rest of them are going, sounds like a real boring story. What do you think, Commodore? If we take his power, it'd be a huge boost. Do you really think? He just froze all of you. What do you mean, if we could take his power? You're lucky to be alive right now. Lafitte, sit down. He's saying, I heard that, you wretched scum. Do I need to send all of you to a frozen hellscape again? They're screaming. I've heard about how you're hunting for devil fruit powers, so come on, you want to try me? Wait, Kuzan, calm down. I apologize. My man here made a stupid suggestion. Even Blackbeard is scared right now. That's not my intent. My intent is just the opposite. Would you ride with us instead? Have you lost your mind, Captain? You're out of a job, ain't ya? Nothing lined up? Well, what else are you gonna do, huh? Chased around by the powers of justice? But in our world, justice takes a different form. And he's going, watch yourself. Just because we shared a few drinks doesn't mean I trust any of the lot of you. Easy now, easy. Have you got the wrong idea about pirates? Nobody said we were all the best of friends here. The only thing pirates need is an alignment of interests. And you see the Blackbeard flag waving. You're a free man. So what do you want, Kuzan? This is a nice, good, meaty flashback. A lot of good stuff there. Kuzan thinking back. And Garp screaming, yo! Kuzan, put Hibari back to normal right now. And let Kobe go. Come back to the Navy. Oh my god, this shot right there. Oh! The Oda box shot of Kuzan. Covered in ice. Oh my god. Alright, you always did like to say whatever was on your mind. But I'm afraid I can't help you with any of those things, Garp. I loved that about you. Which is why I live my life the way I want now. Blackbeard Pirates, 10th Ship Captain, Kuzan. And meanwhile, Ice Ball Attack, they're screaming, Vice Admiral! Would you kill your senior apprentice just to save your protege? Don't be tied down by this nonsense. I taught you to live in the moment. Dude, the crackling! Oh my gosh! Oh, Garp! It's not working on him. He's not freezing. Listen up, Kuzan. Wavering is a sign of weakness, and he's whipping all around it. Oh my gosh! Slamming into him. Blue hole, armament hockey arm, slamming on the ground. Vice Admiral Garp putting these young whippersnappers in their place. Bam! Slamming him into the ground. Blue hole, kabam, boom. Doom, doom. Yo! Oh, we're not continuing. Oh, no. Oh, no! Oh, no! No, 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 no! No, 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 no! What is this? Wait! Winter Island, New World. I turned the page, and I saw the Polar Tang in shambles. No pun intended. Do not say room, Blackbeard. If you say room, it's over for me. Winter Island, New World. Blackbeard has finished his fight with Law. Law's hat is on the ground. The Polar Tang, the submarine of the Heart Pirates, has been sunk. Dude, Jean Bart there as well. Without your ship, you can't call yourself a pirate crew. You have no means of escape. Okay, there's still breath. They're still breathing. Beppo and Law at least are chilling. Jean Bart might be in the ground, but Beppo and Law at least are fine. From what I'm seeing right here. But that is horrifying. That is absolutely horrifying. That shot right there of the Polar Tang in shambles is scaring me. Those 100 pirates whose hearts you stole at Rocky Port are all living in fear on Pirate Island. But if I bring your heart back with me, I'm sure they'd be in a celebrating mood. You really made it for me? Yeah, but I can't guarantee it works. Oh, Beppo! Oh my God! Oh! 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 Did he give him a rumble ball? Wait. I can't guarantee it works, dude. Beppo's chomping down. Beppo versus Blackbeard? What? I can't decide whether to sell the op fruit or use it. Can it really give me eternal life? And you've got Beppo, oh my gosh, man. Going Super Saiyan in the background, that silhouette of him with the hair. Saying, get your hands off my Captain Beppo! Beppo! Like a true second in command of the Law Pirates, standing up against a Yonko. Wow! Oh my gosh, the way Oda drew that shot right there too. Beppo's fur, the fire coming off of it. Oh my gosh, Rumble Ball Beppo is not something I ever thought I was gonna see, but this is actually fire. Poor Blackbeard. Get off my captain. Slamming down. Huh? Wait, Sulong? But it can't be. The moon's not out. How? So he made a Sulong drug then. Sulong Rumble Ball. And they're all screaming. On Winter Island, in the New World. Damn, they escaped to sea. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Good. Good. The pirate Trafalgar Law, and he's telling Beppo, go back. We can't leave the crew behind. And Beppo's like, I'm not going back. Trust him, Captain. We came out of that frozen port in the north, and we made it this far. None of us are going to die here today. Of course, because they're not the kid pirates, because they're better, of course. Okay, that's agenda, whatever, it's fine. I'll continue that later on. But anyway, we made it together as a team. L for kid in the chat. You can't die now, Captain. Please, Captain. Please don't die. And they're running off. Beppo's got him in Sulong form, holding on to Law. Please, Captain, don't die. The pirate Trafalgar Law and his heart pirates have been defeated. One Piece manga chapter 1081 end, to be continued. And apparently we're on break. There's no chapter next week, and then it comes back on May 7th. Right before the release of Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, review time, real quick. I just finished probably what is one of my favorite chapters of Egghead Island right now. Egghead Island has been filled with incredible moments. But as a Law fan right here, especially as a fan of Law's crew, I gotta say right now, seeing Beppo Sulong go off against Blackbeard has gotta be one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. That to me is amazing, that Beppo actually stood his ground against him, saved Law, and has promised that nobody in the crew was gonna die. To me, that speaks volumes about the difference in Law's crew and Kid's crew. Kid's crew, when they got wiped out by Shanks, the way they talked about Kid's crew, they were like, they're done. It's over. The ship is sank to the bottom of the sea. Kid and Killer, they're drowning. It's done. But Law's crew, on the other hand, further proving what I said a couple weeks ago, which is that Law is too popular of a character for him to just be off-screen. I know there were a lot of bloodthirsty people out there who wanted that moment of Blackbeard showing up and going, room, showing up to Egghead Island and seeing that. I did not want that. I did not want that in the slightest. One, because I'm a huge fanboy of Law, right? And I think that Law deserves a chance to shine. I also think it's very interesting that once again, Blackbeard brings up in this chapter I can't decide whether to sell the op fruit or use it. Can it give me eternal life? Once again, throwing that story thread out there that it can grant eternal life to people potentially with the immortality surgery. I think there's some people who thought that wasn't actually going to come into play later on in the story, and that Law would die without the use of it, or that Law would be forced to use the immortality surgery on Blackbeard. And I was like, it's not going to happen. There's no way. People like Law too much. I'm very happy to see that as a fellow Law fan, this is not the end of Law. In the same way that I feel like potentially the Shanks and Kid stuff wrapped up. I think Kid is still going to come back. I think he's going to come back a battered man. But I feel like Law and Beppo doing this and leaving, really just Beppo, right? Because Law's already knocked out. Beppo's the one who saved him and ate the little Sulong Rumble ball that Chopper made. It makes me very happy. Though it does bring me pain to see the Polar Tang, in no pun intended, shambles in the bottom of the water. But I mean, right there, that would have been enough for a chapter for me. But all of the stuff with Kuzan was so good. Seeing the flashback to the day that he joined the Blackbeard Pirates, seeing him obliterate Blackbeard's crew, literally freeze all of them, have this conversation with Blackbeard and the rest of them after unfreezing them, and then being like, look, don't think you can take my devil fruit power, I will freeze you all again. Cutting back to the fight with Garp and the fallout from that, and him standing up to Garp, and Garp saying, all of this is so good. The blue hole attack, the ice ball, Garp not being frozen, Garp coming out of it, using his Conqueror's Hockey. Like, this is some good stuff right here. That line, too. Would you kill your senior apprentice just to save your protege? Like, thinking about how Garp has moved on, right? Like, the admirals, Kuzan and Akainu and Kizaru, and they're of a different generation, right? The former admirals, pre-time skip. He saw what happened during Marineford. He saw that he couldn't save Ace. He knows they're from a different time. And he knows that Kobe is indeed the future. He knows that Kobe could bring a new era for the Marines. I love this. I love literally everything about this. I love how they did the introduction for the Oda box for Kuzan, where you see Blackbeard Pirates 10th Ship Captain Kuzan, and and you see him just slowly like morphing into this monster. I love it. I love everything about it. I loved the flashback, like the conversation they had in the bar, him bringing up that the eyes of the sad, lonely girl and a friend of his in the government right after the conversation with the burn scar. The revelation that the person with the burn scar travels on an all-black ship that leaves vortexes and whirlpools in its wake says to me that it's someone on Dragon's ship. For a second, when I heard that and I saw that image, I was thinking, wait a minute, you know what? Maybe is it Dragon? Have I been wrong? Is that Lunarian tattoo that Dragon has actually not a tattoo? Is that a burn scar? But now I don't think that's the case. I think with the context clues that Oda has left in this chapter, bringing up the stuff there with sad, lonely eyes of a little girl whose fate rested in the palm of my hand. All I remember was a good friend fighting back against the government. I feel like that is our hint that it's probably Saul, and that the burn scar is actually an ice burn. And it would also make sense, I think, for the context of the story, right? That Saul would end up having the Last Road poneglyph. That somehow it was confiscated during Ohara or something and he gets it back. It would also make sense that Saul would then be on Dragon's ship, if only for a little while, because Dragon and Vegapunk and Saul have all been shown to know each other. We saw that during the flashback 10 or so chapters ago regarding Vegapunk when they were there in the fallout from Ohara. So I actually think this is a little bit of a red herring. I think the burn scar dude is probably still Saul, if I had to guess. Obviously, I don't know, I'm not Oda. But if I had to guess, I think the burn scar guy is Saul and was traveling on Dragon's ship, and that different people are getting different intel. A lot of people know this burn scar guy exists, and that he's existed for a while, because the drunk guy on Blackbeard's crew even mentions, you just got your burn scar, so it can't be you. So I think it is. I think it's Saul. I think it's Saul traveling on Dragon's ship. Because again, if I pull up Dragon's ship really quickly, if I'm thinking of the right ship, he does have an all-black ship, doesn't he? Let me type this in. Dragon ship One Piece. And it would make sense if Dragon has some type of wind devil fruit or something like that he could create vortexes. Maybe I'm wrong. Wait a minute. Okay. Am I thinking of the wrong ship? Hold on. Wait a minute. The ship used by Monkey D. Dragon. I wish there was a way I could quickly search Revolutionary Army ships, because in my head, I remember his ship being all black. Ronnie Williams says he's got black sails and a black dragon banner on the sides. So that's maybe what you're thinking of. Maybe. I don't know then. Perhaps that's a devil fruit at play. I don't know. There's a lot of things that point to dragon there. I'm really not sure. Maybe I have to sleep on this a little bit then. I got to look into it a little bit more. Regardless, moving away from that, because I think we could speculate on the burn scar thing for a while, I do want to talk a little bit too, just about the detail and the art this chapter. I feel like Oda's been doing a really good job during Egghead Island of making some really beautiful set pieces, but this feels classic One Piece to me in the way that he actually drew people's faces. I think if you go back and you look at that scene with Kuzan and with Blackbeard and the rest of the pirates, like the detail on their faces, the little detail in the ruffles on Kuzan's hat, the detail on Kuzan's face, like the little wrinkles and everything, Blackbeard's face, like you could very clearly see the emotion of every character in that scene. You know what they're thinking, you could kind of tell the subtext of what they're saying based on the way that he drew their faces, and that's paired with really beautiful shots like when he froze everybody in Blackbeard's crew, that shot of Garp in the front of his ship as he landed right after the galaxy impact. Garp also, can I say this, Garp saying, look at this mess, after all these years I'm losing my edge. Like, saying that Garp is capable of even more than this, that this isn't Garp in his prime. We know it's not Garp in his prime, he's an old man, but still, that he's disappointed that there's actually rubble left standing, I think is kind of wild. To see that, and then to see that again paired with him really not losing his edge and going against Kuzan at the end of the chapter before we cut over to the remnants of the Law Pirates, I think is just remarkable, honestly. I really, really do love this a lot. I think overall, I think the pacing of this chapter was really good. I feel like we got a lot of good information. I like that they actually clarified in the canon manga now that he lost his leg in the fight with Akainu. Again, I feel like we kind of already knew that. I thought that was already canon because of the movies, but I think it's good to actually have it in the canon manga again, because I think people have been debating that for a while, whether or not that was actually going to stick. I feel like in the situation in which Oda showed, because Oda had his hands in making the movies as well, I think in a situation in which Oda worked with the filmmakers and put something in place in which a character lost a limb, I'm assuming that would have to stick, right? That doesn't seem like something that would be non-canon, something that would only be shown in the movie. So I am very, very happy that he clarified that in the manga, so he could like put that debate to rest. Also, this shot right here with Hibari holding on to Kobe, trying to unlock his chains, and then boom, she's frozen. I think Hibari's probably fine, though. Nobody here has a tremor fruit. I think she's probably living. I'm not really too worried about that. Really just amazing stuff this week, though. This is exactly what I would love in a One Piece chapter. This is what I would have wanted out of like a Kuzan and Garp chapter. And then seeing that we're not just getting Kuzan and Garp, but then also getting more of the stuff with the Heart Pirates, I am in heaven. This is really, really excellent stuff. I could not have chosen a better chapter to come back from my vacation to. This is just excellent. Really superb stuff. Law, Blackbeard, Beppo, Kuzan, Garp, Helmeppo, Tashigi, the squad's all here, Kobe. Also, it's been a couple chapters now since we've seen Luffy, which I think is pretty exciting as well, because I think that's also setting us up and lulling us into like a false sense of, Luffy's probably okay. I think when we see Luffy again, and we see the stuff that's going on Egghead again, I think that's going to be matching the level of excitement of the past few chapters. Matching the level of what we saw with Shanks and Kid, matching what we saw here with Blackbeard and Law. I think like the stage is now set now that we've seen really epic moments in the clash against Kid, really epic moments in the clash against Law, and now that we've seen more of Garp, I think when we jump back to Luffy, something really big is about to go down. Whether that's coming face to face with Saturn, who is there, the member of the Gorosei, whether that is something with Lucci, I don't really know. But I feel like this is setting us up for a really epic moment with Luffy as well, which gets me pretty excited. I love this chapter. I really do. I cannot say enough how much I really love this chapter. The pacing was excellent. The art was excellent. The dialogue was also really good. Lots of really good lines in this one. Yeah, I loved it. Beginning to end, I loved it. 1081 gets a giant, massive thumbs up from me. Really, really love this chapter. Okay, with that being said, I want to see what James did for the thumbnail this week, because I have a feeling he probably did something really epic with Kuzan. So let me open this up. Scroll this over. I'm losing track of my mouse over here. Okay. Boom. Open this up. Oh, okay. He did not do Kuzan. Let me go over to my other screen real quick. Look at this. He did Beppo. He did Sulong Beppo. I don't hate this though. As a Law Heart Pirate stan, I'm actually kind of happy that he went with Beppo. This is good. Because I feel like I haven't seen anything in my sub box yet, because obviously I've been gone. But I feel like most people, when talking about this chapter, probably did focus on Kuzan. I really like that he did Beppo here. I love the little glow in the eye. I love that he went back to like that scratchy kind of art that he did for that Lucci thumbnail all those weeks ago. The curls coming off Beppo's fur, the breath coming off of it, the red eyes. Beppo D Bear, people are saying in the chat. And James is in the chat as well. James, fantastic work, I gotta say. Nicely done, as always. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. Very simple, very clean, showcases a major character, has a cool like pixel kind of thing going on in the background too, with the smoke and the mountains in the background. I think it looks really cool. I don't know why I'm reminded a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus with the color scheming. Maybe it's because I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus. I've been playing the remake recently. I love this. I think this is beautiful. Now, he also left author's notes. So let me open these up real quick. He said, I'm out of town and I don't know how to make a text file, so my artist notes this week are an image this time. This choice was hard because Aokiji is obviously the star of the chapter, and I actually really do love Aokiji. However, he didn't really do anything. He didn't do anything. I guess he didn't really do anything in the fight against Garp. I guess that was Garp's attack when he slammed down. So okay. I see what you're saying. I was confused for a second, but you're right. And the Beppo Rumble Ball moment was way more hype. I also agree. I popped off to the Beppo Rumble Ball moment, so you're great. I also know that Roger loves Law. You sure do. You've worked with me long enough. You know that I love Law. So by association, I feel like Roger loves Beppo as well. Correct, James. Absolutely correct. I think this was a very exciting chapter, and I still wonder if Aokiji is part of Sword, and this is all part of the plan. I think Kid is dead, but I'm glad that Law and Beppo are alive. So, okay, James thinks Kid is actually dead. Again, I don't think Kid is dead, but I think when we see him again, I'm going back to what I said during my review, I think he is a battered man. I think he is somebody who has lost everything. I think a lot of his crew members are going to be dead. I think Kid and Killer are probably both going to be alive, and I think they're going to be going back with their tail between their legs, and maybe the next time we see them, they'll have calmed down a little bit. Maybe they're working with Luffy or something. I don't know. But I don't think Kid is dead. I am also right there with you, though, that Beppo and Law are alive, and it makes me happy. But I'm also very mad that Aokiji froze Hibari. I don't really care. Hibari had straight across bangs, so I don't mind about that. I can't say I feel the same, James. So there you go. But Hibari was very nice in the chapter that we saw her, utilizing the flower rounds, the previous chapter, trying to free Kobe. I totally understand. I know there's a lot of people out there that like Hibari. Totally get it. And James leaves a little sign off. James, again, I think fantastic work with the thumbnail here. Oh, I didn't realize I could do this. I could show his artist notes and then also show the thumbnail. This is great. I learned how to do something new this week. This is great. Well, I love this though. I think going with Beppo, Sulong form via the Rumble Ball was the right way to go, James. Well done. Well done. Well done. Also, I'm seeing on here something. I want to remind you guys, if you haven't already, go follow me on Instagram. Zoom this in. Can I zoom this in a little bit? Hold on. Here we go. Go follow me on Instagram right now, because I put up a little tweet a while ago after I came back to LA from my vacation. I put up a little tweet because Twitter is a mess right now. And quite frankly, me being away from Twitter was like the best thing that has ever happened to me. Like unplugging from Twitter during that vacation in Italy was the best. I put a couple tweets up just because I had to promote the Zelda reaction and to just put up a post of when I was there. But on the whole, I feel like removing myself from Twitter has been so good for my mental health and for my headspace to just like not be on there, not engage with toxic people. But I like Instagram a lot. So if you want to keep up with my daily musings or anything like that, follow me on Instagram. I'm not saying I'm getting rid of my Twitter. I'm not saying I'm deleting my Twitter, nothing like that. But I am saying that I will probably be posting more frequently on Instagram now than I do on Twitter. I feel like Twitter's a mess right now. They got to get their stuff in order. I'll go back eventually, but I feel like right now it's just a hellscape. It's a cesspool, and I don't want to be there. So go follow me on Instagram instead. So I want to take the opportunity to do that. Now, I see we have a lot of super chats this week. A lot of theories to go over. A lot of stuff to talk about. So let's go all the way back, because I know we got a lot here. Wow. Let's start with Roberto Figueiredo, who donated and said, Roger, good morning. I want you to check Sanji's book in the color spread. People believe that he's going to get Color of Conquerors because of the book. Okay. Because of the cookbook? Oh, what? Oh, because the second O isn't like fully fleshed out. Some people are thinking that's a C. COC King. Oh. And you've got the little, okay. Okay, that's not the dumbest thing to read into, actually. I didn't notice the crown before. Seeing the crown and then COC King, that does seem like something that Oda would hide in plain sight. I actually, you know what? I'm right there with you. I also, though, kind of feel like that was inevitable, that Sanji was going to get Conqueror's Haki, right? If you're one of the wings of the Pirate King, the future Pirate King, and Zoro's got it, and Sanji's the Prince of the Germa Kingdom, you know, the Cooking King, I feel like he's got to get it at some point. Wow, COC King. I definitely missed that the first time I was looking at the color spread, so thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Why not? Sure. Sanji gets Conqueror's Haki. I think I actually did mention that in a video a couple of years ago in terms of people that I do think are going to get Conquerors by the end of the series. I think I mentioned, and you can go back and check the video, I think I mentioned Sanji would unlock it, Usopp would awaken it, Mihawk would be shown to have it. I think I even also said Garp in that video. I don't remember who else I mentioned though. I think I said Sabo, maybe. I also think I said Dragon. I don't know. Go back and watch it. Type in all Conqueror's Haki users theory video, RogersBase. It'll probably show up. Yeah. But I do think it's inevitable. I think Sanji's eventually going to have it. So, all right. Let me see. Atosis super chatted and said, what if Zoro's Dragon Twister is a wild foreshadow for Dragon having a Twister fruit? That would allow him to make both wind and water tornadoes. Maybe, like you said, Roger, Soul is with Dragon as he did go to Ohara. I think that could be really fun. You know, I actually really like that a lot. I like the idea of him having a Twister fruit as opposed to just having a wind fruit. I mean, that could go along the lines of like a Cyclone fruit as well. Like a Cyclone no Mi, or a Twister no Mi. But again, I also kind of feel like that would all be part of a wind fruit, right? Unless there's a wind fruit and then subclasses of wind fruits. Or, see, I don't know. I mean, we have a magma fruit and then we have a fire fruit. So I don't know. Maybe there's different classifications. Maybe there could be a cyclone fruit and then also, I don't know. We also have Pika, right? We have the stone fruit and then the island fruit as well. Huh. I got to think about that a little more. But I don't hate the idea of a Twister fruit. I think that could be really cool. Metroid Dread donated and said, how was your vacation, Roger? I hope you had a good time. It was fantastic. We can't get away from thinking about Italy. We literally ate spaghetti last night. We took the olive oil and balsamic vinaigrette. We were dipping our bread in it. It was delicious. I loved it. Fantastic food all around. Lots of photos that are going to be uploaded to my Instagram in the near future, so go follow my Instagram. I already have like a whole little highlights thing on my Instagram page as well of a lot of different photos that I took with my parents and with Reagan and all the different food that we chose. It was a great time. It was really a great time. So go check that out. But thank you, by the way, for the $20. Really appreciate that. Ronnie Williams super chatting 5 saying Chopper deplug, so the Rumble Ball is confirmed to be an artificial Sulong and / artificial awakening. See, I was wondering if maybe he developed a new type of Rumble Ball that activates Sulong without the need of the moon. Like if that was something that he did off screen during Wano Country, experimenting with different drugs. I'm not really sure. It could also just be a regular Rumble Ball though. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe he just was like, here, try one of these. I don't know if it works or not. And then boom, it activates within him because Beppo's a mink. And then all of a sudden, there you go. He goes Sulong. It would make sense, right? It would make sense if Chopper's got a human fruit and is actually, you know, a reindeer, that he's kind of mink already. And he eats the Rumble Ball and he basically activates and goes awakened or Sulong or whatever. The same thing would be working for Beppo, right? I mean, like, the only difference is that I was stumbling over my words there because I was thinking of something in my head. Chopper never goes full white when he uses his Rumble Ball form, his awakened form, his giant reindeer form or whatever. And that could maybe be due to the fact that Chopper is not actually a mink, that he's a reindeer that ate a human fruit. Whereas if you're actually a mink and you eat it, it just basically activates Sulong. Maybe it's just a regular old Rumble Ball. And I am reading too much into it. My chat is saying the same thing. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Mike Mancool donated and said, so now that Kuzan has been confirmed to be the 10th captain, who do you think Caribou is working for? Himself is my answer. I think he's working for himself for the time being. I think he's going to sell his secrets to the highest bidder, and I think for the most part, he's only really working for himself. Of course, I had to get a Caribou donation in there, so there you go. Thank you, Mike Mancool. Appreciate that. Money Tay super chatted and said, I wonder where Beppo and Law will go, either to Egghead Island or to Elbath. If they swim to Elbath, I do wonder if they'll see the remnants of the Victoria Punk. Ooh, I didn't even think of that. I think it's exciting either way, right? If Law and Beppo make their way to Egghead and become part of the Egghead incident that's apparently going to be bigger than what happened in Ohara, and come face to face again with Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates and Saturn and all the other characters are going to be there, including one of the members of the Blackbeard Pirates. I don't know. I think that could be really cool. I think if Law and Beppo go to Egghead, that opens up some cool story possibilities, though I also really do like the possibility that they go to Elbath, that they see the remnants of the ship underwater, and they freak out a little bit. And they're like, oh man, all right, we're really in the new world now. Kids down for the count. And then maybe they team up with Saul or something, or the Giants. I don't know. Well, I guess Law knows Haruden after Dressrosa, because Law was with them with the formation of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. Law was still with the Straw Hat Pirates. So I guess he would know Haruden. So he does at least have an ally there in Elbath if they go to Elbath. Someone who knows them directly. Haruden would know them. So I guess it would kind of make sense for him to go to Elbath too. I don't know. I'm cool with either thing. I think both of them are great. Ethan Thomas super chatted and said, I would love if Law meets up with the Straw Hats or finds them out at sea, and that Frankie makes Law a new ship. Where do you think Law goes from here? Frankie makes Law a new ship actually makes a lot of sense. I guess that's maybe another point for them going to Egghead, that maybe there's all the technology on Egghead Island, they would be able to make another submarine. I love the idea that Frankie would make their ship, though. Because they are obviously very closely tied. Law is essentially a Straw Hat at this point. They were allied for so long. Yeah, I kind of love that idea, actually. That they go to Egghead, that Frankie makes him a new ship, and that he maybe just aligns himself, now that his crew's been decimated and his ship is gone, he aligns himself again temporarily with Luffy. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Alejandro super chatted and said, I just came in to say welcome back. I'm going to have to catch the VOD later. One thing I really did like in this chapter is that both Luffy and Blackbeard are helping their crew's dreams. I also did really like that as well. Good thing to point out. And thank you, by the way, for the warm welcome back. Appreciate that. Mono King super chatted $5 and said, most likely the Mark by Flames guy will be a wacky designed new character as always. See, I think the Burn Scar guy's got to be somebody who we know already. I disagree that it's going to be a new character. This late in the game, in literally the final saga of One Piece, I don't think we're getting introduced to a totally new character. I think it's got to be someone, at the very least, with ties to characters we already know. Final answer. Chaos Lurlin said least of all the bird scar possibilities are long. What? The weakness would explain why they always flee. Only Oda would pull something like that. Arlong. You think Arlong has the last wrong poneglyph? When did Arlong get burned? Look, if you ended up calling that correctly, you're the goated theorist of all time. But I do not think the bird scar guy is Arlong, Chaos Lurlin. But I appreciate your donation nonetheless. Mackerel also donated, saying Dragon has too many abilities just to be a Wind Logia. Personally, I think he's got a Storm Fruit. And I'm also shocked that Kuzan is not a member of Sword. Well, you don't know that totally yet, right? He could be deep undercover. Deep undercover. I'm not fully sold that he is not a member of Sword completely. Even based on what was said during this chapter, I feel like he could be really deep undercover, and he needs to have this fight with Garp and go against Kobe and all the stuff that happened in this chapter, maybe for vanity purposes for the remnants of the Blackbeard pirates that are there, that are on the island. I don't know. Maybe it's copium. Maybe I don't want to believe that he actually was not part of Sword and actually fully aligned himself with Blackbeard. I think there's another plan there. I really do. I think there's another plan there. We'll see. Rob Harley super chatted and said, I looked up a list of ships in One Piece, and the only known fully black ones are actually Mihawks and Kuros. Also, welcome back. Hope you had fun in Italy. Thank you very much. Kuros. Now, that would be another deep cut. Imagine if it wasn't Arlong and it was actually Kuro, who's the bird scar man. And that... I can't even pretend that's a possibility. Kuro? From Serp Village? I can't. Banuka in a shoe super chatted and said, Roger, I think you got to give Chopper more credit. I think this could be an entirely new drug tailored just for the Minks. He is close to them, after all. Well, look, I was the one who was saying I thought it was a different drug entirely, that I didn't think it was just a regular old Rumble Ball. That was my chat saying it was a regular Rumble Ball, so you don't need to convince me that Chopper is awesome. I also, though, agree with you, Banuka in a shoe. I think Chopper gets a lot of flack from the community. I do. I like Chopper. I've always liked Chopper. You guys know this. Drum Island is a top 10 arc for me. I love Drum Island. So I'm right there with you. Put some respect on Chopper's name. There you go. Japanese Jim super chatted and said, this is slightly unrelated, but just so you know, Uzumaki Khan is now caught up to the One Piece manga. I actually knew that. People were tweeting at me and sending me messages and things. A lot of people wanted me to try to pull Khan into the Reverie. I wanted to pull Khan into the Reverie beforehand, so I'm totally down for pulling Uzumaki Khan into the next Reverie as well. The only thing is, I am probably not hosting the next Reverie. The next Reverie will probably happen sometime in summer. It really depends on whether or not people come into town for Anime Expo, and if that does happen, if we end up doing an IRL Reverie or something along those lines. If we do an IRL Reverie, and it's in LA during Anime Expo week, then I probably would be the one to host it. But if we don't end up doing that and someone else hosts it, then I don't know. They'll have to get in touch with Khan. But, you know, I'm pretty hands-off in terms of when other people run the Reveries. Even though I started the Reveries, you know, it doesn't matter. They're their own thing. It's a community thing. Like, I've hosted 3 of them. I feel like that's plenty. I'm happy to let other people host the Reveries. In the meantime, I think Randy did a great job. Jay did a great job. Everybody recently has done a great job. I'm still gunning for I think Tekking should host one. I know he says his internet's bad or whatever, but Tekking, he streams all the time. I really think Tekking should host one. I think Tekking would be a great Reverie host. Maybe go to the location that he normally does his streams for Christmas time, like for the St. Jude's charity. I think that'd be kind of cool if he just like went there and then hosted it and all of us came on call. But yeah, I mean, I love Tekking. I think Tekking is like the one dude in the community that everybody, creator, and also like the greater fandom of One Piece really love, who hasn't done it yet. And so I think he'd be a really good choice. Yeah. But I will pass the name along regarding Khan, but I think Khan would be fantastic to have on the Reverie. Yeah. Hollow Avarice super chatted and said, imagine Carrot and the Mink allies all equipped with Sulong Rumble Balls showing up in the final war. That would be absolutely terrifying. I agree with you, Hollow. I want that to happen now. I want to see Chopper on a ship with all the minks, throwing rumble balls to Carrot, throwing rumble balls to Nekomamushi, Inuarashi, throwing rumble balls back to Beppo, activating all their Sulong forms. I'm right there with you. I think that's a fantastic idea. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is wrong with question mark super chatted 20, I think that's Denmark dollars. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. NOK. I don't know what the currency is, but he donated $20. Greatly appreciate it. So what is wrong with question mark? I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm very happy you donated $20. Greatly appreciate it. Mist super chatted and said, the burn scar guy is giving me really serious Davy Jones vibes. Since Luffy has the sun god's fruit, couldn't it make sense that Dragon has the rain gods? You know, I've actually seen a lot of people do theory videos on the idea that like Emu has an earth god fruit and that that's how the red line was created and that Dragon has the rain god fruit and then Luffy's got the sun god fruit. So you're, I think, going in line with a lot of other theories that have been thrown out there since the reveal of Nika and the sun god stuff. Yeah, I would certainly not write any of that off. In terms of Davy Jones vibes, maybe that's a new character. Going back to what somebody donated earlier, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting your name, I'm blanking on your name, but somebody mentioned earlier that they think the Burn Scar guy is going to be a new character. I think that could be really cool. I think Davy Jones, like actual Davy Jones, the legendary figure of Davy Jones, would be a really cool character to introduce in the final saga. You know, the ties to the mythology of the pirates, Davy Jones's locker, even going back to the Davy Back fight. I think Davy Jones could be really cool. Yeah. Or somebody with a Davy Jones devil fruit, like a legendary Davy Jones fruit or something would be neat. Especially because we know that devil fruits come from the dreams of people, and that somehow maybe someone out there who researched Davy Jones thought it would be cool if he was real. And maybe someone I wish Davy Jones was real. I know there's some freak out there who wish that Davy Jones was real, and that's why a Davy Jones devil fruit would exist. But yeah, it's a really cool idea. I never would have thought of that. Really cool idea, Mist. Bantha super chatted and said, with Law and Kid decimated, would it be out of the question for them to join the Grand Fleet? Kind of like how the other Supernovas went along with other Yonko. I don't think it's out of the question for Law to go along with the Straw Hats just because there's precedent there. They have a lot of history. They're obviously friends. They're super allied, right? They were allied during Wano. They were allied during Zo. They were allied during Dressrosa. They've been allied for a long time. So I'm not entirely against the idea that Law's crew would sort of just become part of the Straw Hat Pirates. As for Kid, though, I don't know. I think it would be kind of interesting if Kid's crew got eaten up by Shanks's crew. Especially because Kid already has red hair, right? I think it'd be kind of interesting for Kid to tail between his legs, beg for mercy from Shanks, and say, I bow to you. I am part of your crew. Allow them to live. I think that'd be kind of interesting, yeah. I think that'd be cool. Law goes with Luffy, Kid goes with Shanks. That would be really cool. Cookie super chatted and said, interesting idea. What if Kuzan being in Blackbeard's crew means that Kobe is the 10th and final member of the Straw Hat crew in the final war? Like paralleling the apprentices of Garp, essentially? You're saying that the Kuzan is number 10 in the Blackbeards, and then Kobe would then join the Straw Hat crew for Final War. I know Morge thinks that Smoker's going to join the Straw Hats by the end of the series. So maybe your idea of having some type of Marine on the crew by the ending goes in line with that. To be honest, I've never actually fully watched that video of his. I watched the first 15 minutes of it or something, and I was like, this is really cool. And I think I left a comment and left a like to support him. But I have to go back and rewatch the rest of it, if he maybe brought up something in regards to a Marine and why a Marine needs to join the crew by the ending. So, yeah, but it's been a while. I've gone through a lot of other games and different series and things like that where I kind of forgot what that theory was all about. So, let's see. Banuka in a shoe donated again and said, more Kid disrespect from you. Shanks' crew is known for having weaklings. I get, well, hey, look. Kid lost, so there you go. Ronnie Williams super chatted and said, Sulong Zunisha agenda. What would happen if you give a rumble ball to Zunisha? You break down the walls of Wano. I mean, obviously, we knew Zunisha could have done that. At the end of Wano Country, Zunisha was like, look, you want me to break down the borders? Let's do it right now. Let's reveal old Wano. Let's bring out Pluton. It just wasn't time for that yet. So yeah, maybe Chopper throws some drugs Zunisha's way and Zunisha slams down the walls and the borders of the old Wano Country. Sure, why not? not totally against that. I think it's a cool idea. Also, BKB, let's start that today. Beppo kills Blackbeard. Let's get that agenda initialized. BKB? I don't know about all that. You are the GOAT, brother. Thank you very much, Ronnie Williams. Greatly appreciate that. I cannot stand with you with the BKB agenda that Beppo would kill Blackbeard. I don't think that's happening. But I am very happy that Beppo stepped up, stood against Blackbeard, saved Law. I think that was great. But BKB, kind of wild that you would say that. We also got a member message from Ali D saying the man marked by flames is actually Gaimon, and the last road poneglyph is inside his treasure chest, simply waiting for someone worthy enough to pull him out. I don't hate that, Ali D. If somehow, some way, Oda manages to make Gaimon important to the story again, props to Oda. Really, truly, I would not hate that at all. I think that would be fantastic. Yeah. We still got a little bit of time. Let's go through some other member messages. We got a whole bunch of these. Let's see. Thoughtful Free Space said, if the Burn Scar Man is potentially someone we know, do you think it could be a former slave and potentially a fishman? A fishman that we know? I don't know who that would be. The only one I'm thinking of, maybe like Hack. Does Hack have a burn scar? Was Hack burned by Sabo during Dressrosa? No, that'd be too recent. It couldn't be. It couldn't be that, because the drunk guy on Blackbeard's crew mentioned to Kuzan that the burn scar was too recent of Kuzan, so it couldn't be. I don't know. I really have no idea who that would be in terms of a fishman. I'm not sure. Let me see. Vanitas said there was a member message that they sent. That flashback during today's chapter was actually the length of 8 Kaido flashbacks. Member for a year, Nakama, let's go. Oh yeah, look at that. Coming through with a membership for 12 months. And Das Poof coming through with a membership for 56 months, saying, welcome back, buddy. RogersBase gratitude. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the members in here, by the way. Lots of new members in the stream coming through, showing their support for the return. We got Vanitas' member reviews. We've got Darker M, Bryant Brawler, Das Poof, Degenerate, Valtor, Ronnie Williams, Chaos Lurlin, Lucky 98, Mike Mancool, K Pity, Hollow Avarice, Austin Smith, Ozzy Edwards, Little Salary. Let's see, who else? Who else? Johnny Holt, Ollie D, and Mist. All became members. And I see Mike Moore as well becoming a member for 37 months, saying, at the assist trophy tier nonetheless, incredible, saying Jones D. Avey will be making his appearance. Don't you doubt it. I love it. And Mike Moore saying, wow, we still have 2,000 people in here loving the community right now. 2,000 people at the end of the stream is pretty wild, considering the fact we've been done with the reaction, we've been done with the review, but people wanted to show their support, and I love it. 3 years today, by the way, says Aaron Ferguson. Shout out for your 3 years. Thank you very, very much. Wow, Nakama. And Temp60, my guy, coming through with a donation right at the very tail end, saying they made a big point in Wano to show Carrot only losing to Perospero due to the moon covering, showing just how unreliable the moon is. So I love Oda giving Chopper the Sulong Rumble Ball to let the Minx go Sulong whenever. I also agree. I think that is a really cool little story thing that they threw in there. I think that's fantastic. Larry Wilson coming through with the membership, and not only Larry Wilson coming through with the membership, Andrew Dittman, the GOAT, gifting 10 memberships to the RogersBase community to Colin Parker, Blues Clues, Liao, I Am Elite, Ronnie Williams, Xenothene, Birth, Nighthawk, Martin, Mizurio Mizu, and Sumi Solar. And we got an upgraded membership from Metroid Dread, upgrading to the Club Mammoth tier. Let's go. The absolute GOATs. Wow. Temp60 bringing back his membership as well, saying welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your well-deserved break. Thank you very, very much. Seeing so much love from the community today in the chat. This is fantastic. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. Wow. Thank you. You guys are the best, really. I also, hold on, I wanted to read this one out really quickly. We have another member message that I wanted to bring up. Hold on. This one just comes from Little Salary, and I just thought it was really nice. Just saying, love your content, Roger. Glad you got to go on vacation. Thank you very much. Luffy is about to go off in Egghead in the next couple chapters. I agree. And Ozzy Edwards also left a member message saying, Kid needs to go to the flag island that Bellamy is at. The flag island that Bellamy is at. I honestly don't even remember where Bellamy is right now. It's been so long since I last even heard the name Bellamy or thought of the name Bellamy. Where is Bellamy? Where is Bellamy? Again, yeah, I think last time we saw him, he was making flags for the crew. But do we know the island he's on? I don't think we do. Wow, Bellamy. It's just weird thinking of Bellamy, man. Bellamy is a character. I remember, this is like a brain blast flashback. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, which was back during the Dressrosa days. I remember all the discussion surrounding Bellamy. All the people who thought Bellamy might join the crew after, Doflamingo betrayed him. All the people who thought Bellamy would become a member of the Grand Fleet, which kind of didn't end up happening either. It's like, man, oh man, oh man. Wow. Wow. Bellamy. Thinking of Bellamy again. Also, shout out to Charlie Studio for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Charlie. Nice seeing you in here. And shout out to Sly Ghost Chips for becoming a member as well. Nakama, greatly appreciated. And a donation message from Name Named saying, if Law does end up joining Luffy, do you think Kid would join Blackbeard? Especially if the rest of Scrubs died thanks to Shanks. I don't see a world in which Kid joins Blackbeard. I think it's more likely that he would join Shanks with his tail between his legs. Would be my guess. I'm basing that on pretty much nothing, other than the fact that they both have red hair. But I don't necessarily see a world in which Kid would go to Blackbeard. Unless they're just trying to make Kid irredeemable. But I feel like Kid has enough of a fan base and people like Kid enough that I think they probably wouldn't put him with Blackbeard. Because Kuzan, obviously people love Kuzan too, but I think Kuzan, it's the intrigue of why Kuzan joined Blackbeard, whereas like Kid joining Blackbeard because Shanks beat him just seems kind of off to me. But I wouldn't be against it. I think it'd be interesting for the story. Bobby Caddy, by the way, longtime member, 57 months, came through with a member message saying, man, what a chapter, Roger, and I'm so glad to see you live today. My day is so much better now. You are the absolute GOAT. You're all the GOAT, honestly. Thank you once again to everybody in here who joined for the live stream today. Really appreciate it. Again, right at the very end, I want to mention I'm not fully back yet. I know I mentioned that I'll be back in full force with a bunch of videos and a lot of streams and things like that. I'm not quite ready yet. I'm almost ready. I think by the time of the next One Piece chapter, I will almost definitely be ready. That's not to say that there won't be content for me in the next week and a half. There will actually be stuff. I think tomorrow I might stream some Advance Wars right here on YouTube. Tuesday, I'm going to do some Advance Wars on Twitch as well. I think Friday, I may be uploading a reaction video for a movie, which is the first time I've ever done that. And it's a movie that a lot of people have requested that I watch, and a movie that is popping off in the YouTube algorithm right now, and a movie that I even paired up with Ricky Cocaine of Japan Time to react to. It was really fun. Your hint is Roger, Ricky, react. That's your hint for what the movie is. But yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see that video. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then I probably will end up playing some of the Xenoblade DLC next week. Not this next week, but next week. Right, because it comes out in the middle of the week, this week. But next week, probably on Monday, I'll probably play some more Xenoblade as well. I saw a lot of people wanting me to do a live reaction to the trailer they just dropped for Future Redeemed. I kind of don't want to watch that. I don't really want to watch that. I think that's different. I think the reason why I watched the last Zelda trailer was because I'm not worried about spoilers in a Zelda game, right? Oh, Link and Zelda fight Ganondorf. Wow, shocking. I'm shocked by that revelation. Whereas I feel like Xenoblade, I think there's a lot of things that could be in that story trailer for Future Redeemed that could really spoil fun discoveries for when I'm playing the game for myself. So rest assured, we will stream a little bit of Future Redeemed. I'm not committing to a full playthrough or anything like that, but we will stream a little bit of that probably next Monday. So this upcoming Monday, we'll stream Advance Wars here. Friday, there's going to be a movie reaction. Sunday, I might even have something else going on here. Maybe I'll upload a reaction to the latest One Piece anime episode. I know the anime's been popping off. And then Monday will be more Xenoblade as well. Yeah. Thank you. By the way, good Lord, Bobby Caddy gifting 20 memberships at the end of the stream today to Ryro, Topher, YDD Gabe, Autumn Fountain, Ingrid, Known Example, Shiro, Andrew Austin, Papa Phoenix, Mohammed, Victoria Anna, Prishanyu, Dimitri, Mac Hodgson, Darkest, Rita, Zen, Varkas, Thomas, Christopher, Birth, Mimi, Crash. You guys are the goats. You came through with the love today. I feel loved. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Ronnie Williams, by the way, coming through as well, saying, someone in my Nakama Discord also, by the way, said that the man with the burn scar could be Drake. He has a black ship. I'm not sure about it. What do you think, boss? I don't hate it. I like the idea that Drake would be more involved in the story. I like Drake's Devil Fruit. I like what he's based on, like the real life stuff that he's based on, the Commodore that opened up Japan. I think it'd be cool to see more of Drake. I'm down. Sure. I'm fine with that. Cool. I have no qualms with Drake potentially being the guy. Potentially being that guy. And one last message I want to read. This just comes from DJ Warready saying, how was Italy, by the way? Italy was beautiful. And once again, if you want to see a lot of pictures from my trip and things like that, you can go and follow me on my Instagram, which I will put as a QR code right here. Go check that out. Go follow me there. I'm not saying it's replacing my Twitter, but I am saying that I'm going to be using it way more frequently. So go follow my Instagram. Greatly appreciate that. And yeah, I talked about the games I'm going to be playing in the next couple days. Some Twitch streams coming up. I think I covered everything. I think we're good. I think we are good. Wait, actually one other little thing I want to throw out there. I want to ask you guys who are still left on the stream. I'm debating doing something. I'm thinking of testing the waters. I think I might splice out the review portion of my live streams and turn them into standalone uploads in Sunday afternoons. Because obviously we do these streams 8 a.m. every Sunday, react to the new chapters of One Piece or whatever manga I'm reading at the time or whatever. And a lot of people have said that they just like watching the review portion, that they don't have time to watch like a full hour-long thing. And I was thinking of potentially chopping out the review portion and then uploading that as a standalone video. The only thing is, if it doesn't perform well, it could maybe hurt the performance of like the rest of the channel overall. But I feel like there's probably enough people who just want the review that would go and watch that and leave likes on that and support those videos. So I'm debating maybe doing that in the near future. Maybe I'll even do that for this. What time is it? It's 9:12. I got time to let this video process and render and then rip it and then maybe turn it into a video. We'll see. But either way, I'm thinking of doing that. So maybe by the time you're watching this, there may be a review uploaded on my YouTube channel of this chapter that I then spliced out of this stream. And if you like that, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, we can keep doing things the way we're doing them. I love doing these manga Sundays. I think they're great. Also, one last thing before I wrap up. One last thing. One last thing. Question for all of you. I'm not committing to anything. I'm just asking you guys. Simple question. If I was to, potentially on the off weeks for One Piece, cover other manga series, like maybe just try a new manga series or read a couple chapters of a new manga series or talk about a new manga series. And I was going to do it at the same time that I normally do these One Piece streams, which is 8 a.m. on Sundays, which potentially could happen next week because there's a break. But I might also have a video going up, so we'll see. If I was to do that, what do you think I should title these Sunday streams? Because obviously right now they're just titled whatever the chapter name is. Should it be like Manga Sundays with RogersBase? Do you have a better name? If you do have a better name, leave it in the comment section down below. If I end up using the name, I don't know, maybe I'll send you like a giveaway package or something. I don't know, we'll see. All right, I've talked enough. Fantastic chapter today. Thank you all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. And I'll see you all tomorrow for Advance Wars.